Hi there and welcome. This is your favourite Yorkshire demo here. It's Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com and welcome to another in my Simple Sunday series. So for those of you who haven't watched a Simple Sunday before, this is a series where I show you how you can make pretty cards using Stampin' Up supplies, but on a budget. I limit myself in these videos to just using 5 supplies and a very basic craft kit. So as you can see here today, we are showcasing the Charming Duck Pond. This is a stamp and bundle set that also comes as a suite with some designer series paper and some embellishments. Today we're just using the bundle. In fact, I'm not even using the dies today because I'm going to show you how you can make this without a cutting in machine. We're just going to use the basic craft kit. So alongside the Charming Duck Pond, we will be using our ever faithful Tuxedo Black Memento, Pretty Peacock, and then thick basic white, and then normal basic white cardstock. And that is the 5 items. So I always use Tuxedo Black, and then I pick one complementary colour to go with the set that I'm currently designing. So today's card looks like this one. So as you can see, I've used these gorgeous little ducks. Look at them and look at the little baby. I couldn't wait to get this set opened when I first saw it. I wasn't sure on the paper, but my Step Up Saturday next week will show you how to use that paper to make a gorgeous design with these ducks. Sentiment here that we've flagged, and then of course some reeds just to set that off in the back there. So if you want to join along, this is what you will need. You will need a 3x3 piece of basic white, you'll need a piece for your stamping, and you will need a card base made from thick basic white. I take an UK A4 sheet, I cut it in half, and then I fold each piece in half to make a base. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is all the stamping. So we'll put the 3x3 and the scrap where we need them, move the base to one side, and we will need the both inks, so Pretty Peacock and the Memento. So I'm going to do my Memento stamping first actually. So on the scrap you will need to stamp the reeds and the lily pads that we've got going on. So as you can see here, there is a grass part of the reed and there is the bulbous part near the top, and then there's these lily pads in here that I've used just for a bit of extra definition. We are using this duck here, and then we will be using this shaded in piece to make colour on it. Same with these little ducks here. Hello Friend is what we're using as the sentiment. So I've got most of these mounted up on blocks already. I just need to bring out the parts that will add the colouring on our ducks because I forgot those, and I forgot my lily pad too, so we'll get that out. Okay, so on this piece we need to stamp both of our ducks. So we'll take the outline duck first, and we'll Memento this duck. I don't know if I've got the right duck there. Have I got the right duck? No, I don't have the right duck. Let's get the right duck, shall we? It's this duck here and the colouring in piece. We'll put that back so I don't confuse matters. We'll take this off. I'll get that cleaned in a moment. And we'll put the correct duck on my block. There we go. No blooper reels here. I leave it all in. So we will stamp the correct duck on our piece of white there. We will get our little mini duck and we will stamp him on too, and then we will get another piece of scrap white and we will stamp the sentiment. Let's see. We'll do it on this piece. So the sentiment is Hello Friend. I'll do it fairly close to the edge here. There we go. I'm just going to trim that down because we don't need all that. I'll neaten it up in a moment. There we go. So that's all the the stamping on the scrap piece. On the 3x3 piece, we need to stamp the bulbous part of the reeds in black. So I'm going to stamp that fairly near the top, but still down a little, because the reed goes above the bulbous part as well, like so. So that's that done. We will move now on to the Pretty Peacock pieces. So this is the sections that colour in the ducks and the lily pad. Put our lid on the tuxedo there. So on the 3x3 piece, I'm getting my Pretty Peacock and I'm colouring up the reed there. As you can see, there are some gaps. If I hold it there, you can see through the gaps, and that's where you line it up with those bulbs that we've already stamped. And I find doing it this way around is easier than trying to line up the bulbs with the reed. So there we go. And it doesn't matter that it's slightly wonky, because it's going to get hidden behind the sentiment anyway. We're going to do some lily pads. So as you can see on the card up the top here, I put 2 and then 1 lower down for the little duck. So we'll do those. So little duck can have 1 here, and then I'm stamping off for the second one up here, like so. That's the 3x3 part done. Let's do the ducks. So I have got the baby ducks inner filling, and then the way I line it up is I just follow the curve of the head and down its back. So you can see there, you can see it's like a number 2. I line that up with the top of the stamped image and then press down. So this is quite difficult when you're doing it at an angle. So we'll go there. So that's a little duck done. And then the bigger duck, we will do its piece now. And then I think I stamped off for the bigger duck. It looks like I did. So I'll just get a piece of scrap that I stamp off onto. Here, we'll stamp on there. And then we'll stamp onto the duck. So this one's a bit easy to line up because it's such a bigger image to work with. There we go, big duck done. And then what I'm going to do is, like I said, you could use your dies for this. There are dies that will cut round them if you have a machine, but I want to show how you can cut these out if you don't have a machine and keep it budget friendly. So I am just going to fussy cut these with my snips. So I'm going to separate them off first. We'll do the big duck. And I literally start at his feet and I open my scissors as wide as they will go, and I just do 1 swift cut, and my left hand then moves the card so that I get a nice smooth line as I close the scissors. And then you open the scissors again to the fullest and just keep going round until you've got that shape of the duck. And I leave a white border in the same way that our dies would if they were cutting it out. And I just try to keep that equal as I'm going round the outline. It doesn't have to be perfect. These cards at the end of the day are meant to be about their simplicity. And they're for beginners, you know. This is for anyone who may have just started crafting, so their craft kit is quite small. It could be that there's not a lot of budget to work with. It could be that you just don't know what to do with everything that you do have if you've got an extensive kit. And so this is just bringing it back down to simplicity, because some craft things out there, and my Step Up Saturdays are included, literally for the kitchen sink at cards, and it's not always the best. So there's our big duck. he's going to sit up here like so. And then we've got our little duck. So little duck's a bit easier to cut out because it's, of course, it's much smaller. But just doing the same, leaving that white space just round the duck while cutting out. I get rid of the excess card where needed so that I'm not just fighting with remnants that we don't need. Round his little head there. And then just do this last little piece. And there we've got the little duck. And then the last part we need to do is I'm going to get my longer scissors for this. We're just going to chop the 3 straight edges for this flag. And I'm doing it by eye, but if you've got a trimmer that you'd prefer to do it on, you can of course do that. And then to do the flag component, I find the centre, and again I'm doing this by eye. You find the centre, you snip up a little, and then from the corners you just go from the corner to that top point of the centre snip you've just made, and that gives you this flagged effect like so. So now we have all our pieces, we can bring the card together. So here's the other card for our reference point. We're going to bring this one together, and I'm using dimensionals to stick all this on, and for the little duck I will be using a small dimensional, a mini one, just because the bigger ones you can see on the back. So there's the mini dimensional on the small duck. I'm going to pop 2 on the big duck, 1 on its head and 1 on its body, like so. I'm stuck. And then on the sentiment itself, I'm going to pop 2 on the straight edge, and I'm going to pop another 1 just behind where that flag point meets, like so. Get rid of these backings because they get everywhere. And then we're going to build our card. So little mini duck, duckling I should say, not call it mini duck. He's just going to sit on that little lily pad there. This duck's going to sit just in front of those lily pads there, like so. And then the sentiment is going to come in and sit there, like so. Just making sure it's straight before pressing down. And then on the back of this piece, before we put it on the card, I put 5 dimensionals on this. I put 1 in each corner, and then I pop 1 into the centre just so that it doesn't sink on the card. Bring our card front in, make sure it's the right way, which it is. Try not to stick it to your design already. And then backs off. If you struggle with these backs, you can use the take your pick tool. You can use a needle, anything that's a bit sharp just to get under that edge paper. And then what I do is I iron the top up by eye, making sure it's straight and centered. I press one corner so that I can still get a bit of a pivot and straighten it up, and then I look down this edge and make sure that one's straight, and then I press the others in the center. And there we go. We have got 2 gorgeous Simple Sunday cards using the charming Duck Pond bundle from the Lily Pond Lane suite, using Tuxedo Black and Pretty Peacock. Let me know your thoughts. If you do make these cards, make sure you tag me in anything that you put on social media, or even just message me and let me know that you've had a go. I would be absolutely amazing to see your creations. And of course I will see you next week, where we will make a Step Up Saturday featuring this stamp set, and I hope to see you there. Bye.